They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Hello everyone, Skippy here, and welcome to One Piece episode 953. Directed by Ryosuke Tanaka from Yutaka Nakashima's board and supervised by Chu Young-seo and Keita Saito. On top of a super strong up-and-coming director like Tanaka taking the reins of what looks like an expectedly solid board from Nakashima, adding so much to his board directorially in the process through fantastic compositing and attention to detail of lighting in any area, 953 might just end up being one of the best Wano episodes in terms of animation, due to the preview being absolutely chock full of both powerful action animation and lively character acting, making it primed to hit every emotional core possible. When you consider that it's also being commanded character art-wise by one of the strongest supervisors on the show, Keita Saito, and the anime's golden boy Chu Young-seo with his next AD'd episode, this here chapter of the arc certainly has the makings of one that will be remembered for a while. With Kaido versus Big Mom filler and more that will only help add to the experience, can episode 953 live up to the expectations set by its great preview? Let's put a kappa on it and find out. This episode covers the remaining pages of chapter 952 and the first page of chapter 953. And as expected from an episode whose series of events were originally crafted by Nakashima, there is more smaller extensions of filler this time around rather than entire chunks of it that do follow the events of the manga closely, yet take liberties with it to either grant us with more eye candy in the case of Kaido versus Big Mom being extended, or to show us just how Tama tricked Babanuki into eating some of her dango in a cute little flashback, both of which manage to give the episode some proper breathing room as far as canon content goes, and don't feel like a nuisance at the same time because what it adds to the manga is of actual value, and it doesn't dwell on anything for too long. Outside of that, the episode is more or less quite accurate to its source material. Outside of a few small rearranged scenes with Raizo saying he was going to contact Kinemon, and pushing the flashback of Kawamatsu trying to find Hiyori to during the reunion instead of after it. And every scene successfully encapsulates the exact type of emotional aura, be it some fun happiness or a tearful reunion, which helps bring the pages to life in such an effortless feeling way, which is great considering that the core theme of the episode really is emotion above all else. It didn't do too much and it didn't do too little either in regards to properly executing the pages from ink on manga paper to fully colored composite drawings. And while I admit that I would have liked to see the twist of Gyuiki Maru being Kawamatsu's former companion fox be saved entirely for next week's episode, the lively feeling that the episode brought to Oda's storytelling trumps that and then some, which leaves me properly satisfied. However, as we all know, there's still a guideline that the episode depends on in form of its storyboard, and boy oh boy does this one deserve some praise. The last time Tanaka headed a Nakashima board for an episode, it felt as if he really took Nakashima's knack for vibrant eye candy and visual comedy and made it his own thanks to great compositing and proper direction for character acting that made it all brim with even more personality. And by God did he do it yet again. In a board that Nakashima already set up with wonderful expressions and seamless transitions that feel simple yet creative in execution, Tanaka takes no time making it feel more premium than Nakashima usually would, by having there be so much subtle yet satisfying character movement in the tiniest and most unexpected of places to give the episode some charm alongside the board's already extremely creative layouts and an assortment of different scenes that allow Tanaka to do as he pleases with the coloring, lighting, and overall visual flair. Don't take this as me saying that Nakashima simply doesn't execute his own boards as well, because with his speed and capabilities he does just fine and more than I ever expect him to, but there's just something about the way that Tanaka executes it all that really helps him add his own modern twist to it that really makes it feel like Luffy and co are exuding life in almost every fashion. It's an absolutely perfect combination of both new and veteran staff and their various ideas and skill sets that make for one solid as hell storyboard both on paper and on screen. But there's still another set of highly skilled staff members that make damn sure they're heard from when it comes to the final product. While he may only correct the Onigashima section of the episode, which houses his own key animation, Chu Young-seo's fantastically polished art that houses some lovely eye shines, perfect shading, and visceral thick line art shows just why his reputation as an up-and-coming animation supervisor is already as strong as it is, and is only helped by the fact that he, with some effects help work from his friend Jun Won-tan, execute a world-shattering clash between two emperors better than I could have ever hoped for, with powerful digital effects showering their snappy and smeary hard-hitting fight that brims with life through incredibly strong and ambitious posing and layouts. For the remainder of the episode, it's actually Keita Saito who takes charge of the art side of things. And not only does he show off just how much closer he's gotten to the design sheets, but his added touch that includes his nice yet not overbearing shading and varied line weight here and there make him and Chu feel like an absolutely perfect pairing with how well their styles work into one another. But the supervisors and the fantastic work that they do is simply only the beginning, as aside from Tetsuro Nireki making a small but appreciated reappearance, production assistant Hayato Tokita brought on a couple great talents to help elevate the episode's already solid visual standing. Starting with One Piece alumni Yoshikazu Tomita finally making his Wano debut with a collection of character acting, both before and after Nireki's scene, that lacks his traditional shading-heavy mech-like artwork due to corrections from character designer Midori Matsuda, but it still feels every bit as lively and full of character as we come to expect and love from him. And it's all capped off by WebGen star and someone we all know from One Piece 870 in the past 3 openings, Masami Mori, doing a few not incredibly extensive but still very nice cuts of character acting that house his more looser artwork even when compared to the current character designs, and his movement that is unlike anything else in terms of pure character that works in tandem with his exquisite knowledge on how to do a layout. For the content that this episode houses, I was certainly not expecting a single lick of the type of direction, storyboard, and absolutely animation that we were treated to here. And I cannot properly express how happy I am that we were. Sure, if it went to an episode that had even more extensive content, it could have ended up being even better. But the perfect mixture of both old and new staff strutting their stuff in just the right ways while also helping out one another made this episode one of my genuine favorites in Wano, and something that checked off every single box that I had going into it. And when next week's episode 954 looks like it might be of a similar if not greater quality, I simply just can't contain myself. With extremely loose and expressive art from what looks like Kazuya Hisada that helps carry on that lively feeling that this week harbored, on top of extremely solid layouts and overall direction and storyboarding that looks hella colorful and almost feels like a kabuki play at points, I'm eager to not only dig into the episode itself, but to also figure out just who in the hell is going to be the one who directed it. Anyways guys, that's it for now. I'm Skippy, and God, I love this episode.